Well, I'm standing out here behind my building, what we'd call a back porch next to the sojourner room, and we're looking at a project I got going on. I'm trying to enclose this porch, and I've been working on it a day or two, and it's pretty hot today, and I'm not going to work on it today. It's too hot. So I think I'll stop and make a video today, and I'll take you on a little walk around here and show you kind of what I've been doing instead of making videos. Go in here and alright, here you can see I got stuff in here that's ready for that project. There's a bunch of 2x4s. Those are the windows that's going in that porch. Those are old windows that come from a old Lawrence County camp. And I salvaged those some time ago. Sold lots of them. But I'm down to 5 now, and these 4 they're going out there on that porch in this project. Start around here. There, right there is it's not got anything to do with the project, but I bought that painting a few days ago. It appears to be an Augustus Spencer oil painting. Now, I'm not sure of that. It's signed. It's signed on the back, and has a number on it and a note about Mr. Spencer and his copyright and all that. But most of his paintings were oil done on canvas, and this one appears to be on some kind of board. I'm not sure it isn't a reproduction or a replica of something he did. If any of you know anything about that, you might help me out. I've been trying to research it, but haven't found it. It's for sale. Yeah, I just don't want to give it away for pennies on the dollar if it's actually worth quite a bit. So if you know anything about that, let me know. Augustus Spencer oil painting. Alright, back there you can see there that there's some metal that's going on the building there and the project I got going. There's another project I got going, but it's going kind of slow too because these things are getting in the way of it. Those are walnut cupboard doors that I'm turning into tin doors, and right there's pretty much what they're going to look like when I get finished with them, and I'm working on those in that little cupboard. So got that going on. That was a recent project where my son-in-law had some rusty, grungy cast iron that needed to be improved upon, so I worked on those for him, and there they are. I hadn't picked them up yet. There's some old matchbooks that he brought me out to look at, and I put them there so he wouldn't forget to take them when he got his cupboard, or got his skillets. There's a little corner hanging wall cabinet that I bought yesterday. You're going to hear about it in the video here in a minute. There's some more metal, and I've laid it out there to kind of calculate how it's going to work and where things are going to fit and where to put the windows. There's another recently completed project with drawers in it. There's where I usually shoot my videos, and you can see that that area is pretty cluttered. I would have had to do quite a bit of work just to be able to shoot a video there, so I'm going to shoot this video somewhere else. That's usually the buffet when Betty's got anything to do with what's going on out here, but all the food's there, and the kids are all lined up on either side of it, filling their paper plates and getting ready to eat. But today I've got it covered up with tools and paint, and first one thing to another. There's the project I'm going to talk about in the video, and there's the top, and I talk about that too. I want to talk about some boards, and The top ended up looking like that, which is a bunch of pine tongue and groove that I found that had been something else. But it looks fine on this piece. Didn't need to have anything as elaborate as a 150-year-old poplar board that was 24 inches wide. Walking on around, you can see that table there. It'd be hard to have a picnic on that table right now too. It's got a bunch of tools and paint and stain and whatnot on it. Usually that's all pretty clean looking. There's a couple of baskets that I just bought this week. Right there's another. Now that one there's a Hard Times original, and it is it's another project that I repurposed some drawers maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know how long ago it's been I make that. I really like that. It's for sale, but it's got a price on it. It says Luke really likes this. There's a old chair that I bought yesterday. If it didn't have it, it's a really interesting chair. You'll probably see it in another video after I get it cleaned up. Isn't that a just love that picture. That project on the porch that you saw during the walk around, just too hot to work on that today out there, so couldn't work outside and didn't have that much that had to be done in here. Decided just to make a video today. Been kind of overdue. It's been over a month since I made one, and as you can see from the walk around, I got a lot of projects going on, and it's just hard to find time to make a video. But I want to talk to you today about just a few things. One's this. You saw this in the video, and this is one of my more recent finished projects. And I want to talk to you about this project, projects like it, and a thing or two that occurred during this project that I thought worthy of mention, and I wanted to mention and get back to some of the original reasons that I made videos to start with, or started making videos, was to talk about things in my family that were important to me. And get back to the things that the Hard Times video started out being. This little project here began as a pile of drawers, or near drawers. A couple of them needed new faces. A pile of drawers that I bought at an auction. You know, I like things with drawers in it, so I thought that'd make a good project. I could turn those drawers into something that people would like, even that I would like. So I bought the drawers. They became this finished project over a period of time. When I first bought them, they were so daggone greasy you couldn't even touch them. I washed them with Murphy's oil soap and dishwashing liquid and soap and water. I'd washed them 3 or 4 times. Let them dry a day or two, and then wash them again. They sat on the back porch for more than a week while I was trying to get them cleaned up that you could touch them. That never did happen. I couldn't get them totally clean enough to touch, so I had to paint the inside of them and then seal the outside of them so that you could touch them without getting oil on your hands and dirt on your fingernails. But the project turned out good. I like it. I like it a lot. It's not what my usual Hard Times projects are. It violates a lot of my rules about something like this, but I still like it. It's marked on the bottom. It's signed Hard Times. Doesn't say Hard Times Original. It says, what does it say? Hard Times Creation, I think. And because it's just not up to the standard of what some of the Hard Times Originals were or are. This thing's not going to fool anybody about being a 150-year-old antique, or even the age that it's represented, like a 75-year-old because it's got stuff in it that, well, it's got material in it that uh, doesn't coincide with the area it represents, and that's one of the reasons I didn't call it an original. But the look it's got, I still love the look it's got. Like things with drawers in them, like things with this look, and there it sits. While I was making this, and you'll see, or you're already seeing maybe, some of the steps in the process, this starting out as drawers and becoming a little cabinet full of drawers. I had to make one drawer completely. I only had 7 to start with, or part of 7, and then I made the number 8 from scratch. But during the process, I'm scrounging around looking for material and trying to decide what to use for this and what to use for that. And I got to the place where the thing needed a top, and I was over in the barn looking around, and I might show you some footage from that day that I took, or I might not, I don't know. If I do, it's probably right now in the video. If I don't, you're probably not going to see it. But caught myself in here today walking around talking to myself. After I got to thinking about it, I thought, well, I wish I'd had a camera while I was walking around talking like that, because somebody needs to know how much I appreciate these boards. And that old chain there too, for that matter. Those boards there, just most of them are old shelves out of really old cupboards. I'm going to say 150 years old at least. Those 2 over in the back aren't near that good. They're just old primitive pew pieces. But wow, look at that. I considered using some of them for the top too, but that thing I'm working on, I'm going to like it a lot. I already like it a lot. I'm not done with it. But it's just not, it's not worthy of something this good. Something like these old boards here. There's a lot of good junk in there too. I'm getting too old. I got way more projects than I can get finished. Somebody else is going to have to deal with this someday. Hope they appreciate some of this stuff as much as I do. Back in behind there, that's another board I looked at today. That's a really good board right there. See that board? I don't know, that board's probably about 18 inches wide and about 6.5 foot long. Nah, it's not that long. Maybe 5 foot. It's not planed on either side, so it's not as good as you might think, but it was too good for me to use again. What I'm looking to do. There's some good old doors right there. Right there's what I've almost used. But those are so, you see those pie safe doors we looked at a while ago? I decided to make a pie safe, and I haven't got around to it yet, but someday I hope those 2 boards right there become the sides to a pie safe, and I can put those doors on. I got a drawer around here somewhere. I think I got 3 or 4 of them. One of them I can use to make a drawer for the pie safe. I mean, those are just plain pine boards. They're not even that old. Somebody probably bought them at the lumber yard and made shelves out of them, and then they got done with the shelves and took the boards down. I ended up with them somehow. They're not that good. That's really something. but they're just so, it'll be so easy to make that pie safe out of them. I was going to paint it anyway, so, and those doors on, those pie safe doors aren't that old. So, I guess I won't use that either. See anything else in there I might use? Settle board in there, I can't see it very well. It's stuck down between stuff, and I guess that's not even just one board. It's either got a big split in it or it's two boards, but it's the top off of an old blanket chest. It's got some good old paint on it. Last yard sale I had, somebody wanted to buy that from me, and they actually offered me more for it than I paid for the blanket chest. But there it is, that blanket chest. See it down there under them drawers behind them chairs. I think that's it. I think that's the blanket chest that top goes on. Well, there's lots of good boards in there. Look at that great big wide one that's about 2 inches thick underneath that stuff right there. I think that thing's 10 or 12 foot long. Make a great tabletop. I don't have any legs for it. Don't have the inclination to make any. Most of that stuff's trim. I guess the only boards I could use for those poplar boards right up there, I could use them, but I got, you know, they'd be so easy to make something else out of. There's, I don't know, there's other boards in there. I see some old church pew parts. Well, look at that. Huh. Walked past that at least twice while I was looking for something. There's some other interesting old boards there too. I got a video about the floor those boards came out of. Well, there it is, I guess. Get back where we can take a look at it. I don't know what that is, some kind of an old part of an old building or an old door or something. But I think I'll use that because that isn't anything real special. Those are just old boards. That was something else at one time, but they'll make, I mean, they're suitable for making the top to this project I'm working on. And I can cut those up without any bad feelings about wasting a good board that deserved much more. I was looking around for something to make a top for this. And I started looking at some of the boards that I have over there. Nice, big, wide boards. And I came to the dilemma that I often come to. And that's the next thing I want to talk about is my appreciation for boards. And I'm talking about old boards. Old, wide boards, usually walnut or ash or poplar, more often poplar than not, that you saw in old stuff, turn of the century stuff, before 1900 into early 1900s, things that were made from these wide boards. I just love that kind of a board. And so I try to accumulate them. And I think about things that I could make with them. And the problem that I have with them is when I get a board like that, a lot of times I just can't ever find anything that I want to make with it that is actually worthy of the board. I'd rather have the board in its original condition than alter it into a project. And that's what I run into looking for a top for this. This piece, what it was and what it was going to end up being, was not worthy of the boards I began looking at. And you're going to see, you may have seen it. Me looking at that and evaluating old boards. I just love those old wide boards. And when you find an old blanket chest or any kind of old piece of furniture, it's got wide boards in it, a two-top table or a one-top table, it's got a board that's 26, 28 inches wide, 30 inches wide. Man, I love to see that. And I love those boards. I'm just saying that because I got one daughter that she feels the same way about boards like that I do. Uh, but she's not going to be able to save all my boards because her husband he doesn't feel that way, and they don't have the space and not have to create the space to save all my boards. I know now that I'm never going to turn all my boards into a project because I'm never going to find something worthy of all of them. I hope to still do a few of them, do a few projects that's got those kind of boards in it. Big wide boards, old square nails. I hope to get some things done. I got lots of projects over there. But I'm 76 and getting older fast, and I'm tired and sore and old. But I love those boards. I hope if I don't turn them into something, they end up with somebody that appreciates them like I do. And if they cut them or alter them, that they do it on a project that's worthy of them. Nowadays, my auction going is usually the only thing you can be sure I'm probably going to buy is a grilled tenderloin or a hot dog and a cup of coffee, something like that, because my buy-in is slowed way down. I don't buy near the things I used to. I don't have the retail outlet to sell my things anymore. I've quit doing that, and I've got limited space around here, and so I have a sale every once in a while and sell things, and lots of things are for sale. Mark this down. The Hard Times guys got 4 or 5 billings full of stuff like this and stuff better than this for sale, and you can come out here and look around anytime you want to and buy about anything I have if you're willing to pay for it, and some of it's real cheap. The more I like it, the more expensive it is, but it's all got a fair price on it, I think. So if you ever get in the need for the kind of thing I like, I got a bunch of it, and you can buy it. But mostly nowadays at auctions, I just buy things that are projects, like those doors, or like a piece of something that was broken, or like something small and junky that needs some attention or needs some love, and so I buy projects like that. And I need to buy projects like I need another hole in my head. I got scores of projects. Some in this room. I got a big one going on out there on the porch. Lots of them over there on the other side of that wall in that barn. I got a lot of things. A lot of drawers that could be treated like this. A lot of doors that could be turned into cabinets or cupboards. And I just got all kinds of things over there that need attention, need to be repurposed, recreated into things. But I'm not going to get to it all. But that's what the Hard Times guy's about. He takes things that have seen hard times, like that old drawer, and turns it into something like this. This week, however, I did buy a few things. I bought some more projects, but I bought some finished things too. And I want to show you one of them. Right here it is. This is a little wall hanging cabinet. And you know, if you know anything about me, that I love little wall hanging cabinets. Now the kind I like best are the ones that hang on a flat wall. This one happens to be one that's made to hang in a corner, but somebody made this long ago, and there's the door and the shelves that are in it, and as you can see, it's a cabinet that's built to hang in a corner. It's what I would call East Lake period, or that's late Victorian. These a lot of times you see them, they're plainer looking than earlier Victorian stuff that was fancy and heavily carved and lots of turnings and carvings. These are plainer, cleaner, and when they have carvings, usually incised carvings like these. Late 1800s, 1875, 80, in there towards the end of the century. East Lake. Some of it maybe even factory made, but most of it made by simple artisans who did simple work and created clean looking little things like this. I bought this week, and like I said, I usually don't buy anything that's this ready to go, but I liked this one. I liked it, so I paid up and bought it, and here it is. I'm probably going to hang it up in this room. It is for sale. I want somewhere around $110 for it, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe $125. Depends on how much I decide I like it after I find a place to hang it. But little 3-corner hanging wall cabinet, East Lake period. I bought that yesterday. And I bought a few other things. I bought a really interesting chair. It's sitting over there. You probably saw it at the start of the tour, but you couldn't really see it very well because I had some pictures sitting on it. But the hard times, guys, been busy and still is busy, and I hope to be able to stay busy until my last day. I hope that I did something worthwhile the last day I'm alive on earth, that I wasn't laying around suffering, having people have to take care of me and change my diapers. I want to be still going, still doing, still being the man I've been for most of my life when I finally go home to be with the Lord. I don't think I got everything said that I set out to say in this video, but I think I said enough, so I'm going to stop and let this be it for this video. I'm going to try to keep my videos coming. Don't want my people that look to see them to just totally forget about me because I go so long between videos, and I apologize for this last stretch of no videos, but I'm a hard times guy. Hope you like this video. You have a good day.